Hey guys, it's Brent here, and today we're going to be doing something a little different. I've been posting modeling videos of stuff I've been making in my free time, little this and that, swords, nerdy things, taking requests from people. But today I'm going to start going through some tutorials of the software that I use to make my parts. It's actually a engineering software. It's not really made more for making 3D objects just to show off, but it's different and it's the software available, and you can do a lot more things with it later on if you used it to make things. But it's more for engineering things, to be able to test the strength of something after you make it, and or see the weak points and the stress concentrations, all those kind of things. So I'm going to start going through some tutorials on it. I'm not an expert, I would say, but I still know a pretty good deal about the software. I use it a pretty good bit because I'm an engineer and this is the software I use. So the software I'm using is Creo Parametric 3.0. I do use the student edition because I am a student. And for this episode 1, we're going to go out through the layout on the first screen before you even start making a part, so you know where things are, some things to watch out for, and such. So this is your home screen. When you load it up, it'll have this. It'll have a... Actually, what we'll do is we will just launch it again. Yes, I really want to exit. I didn't think about all the mumbo jumbo that technically you have on the main screen that normally I just exit off. So when you come up, you want to start working. Yes, I know how to use it. You have this resource center, which is good for if you can find a bunch of stuff on here, live works, stuff like that. You also have this Cad Parts Catalog, where if you need like a specific bolt, stuff like that, you can go and search it out, pull it into your drawings, so you don't have to make it yourself. Or if it's like a standard bolt, it could save you a lot of time when you're making things. So I usually just normally exit out. Oh, you can see the GeForce thinks this is a game and wants to record it. Anyway, so usually I exit out of this. Unless you're looking for something specific, you're pretty much going to go straight to the screen. Now you have over here, you have some folders. Pretty much what you need to start out with is to select a working directory. Now your working directory is where all your stuff's going to be saved. It's really important to be consistent on wherever you're going to save your stuff, because Creo, if say you take and save a file in one folder, you work with it, and then you take and you move that file you're working with somewhere else, Creo will not be able to trace back to where it is unless you move it using Creo. And it gets really bad when you start doing assemblies where you're taking multiple parts and putting them together. The problem is, if you move a part and go back into your assembly, the assembly is going to fail. You're going to have to go retrieve that file. You're going to have to move it back. It can get really bad. So you always want to be very consistent about how you save your files. It's really important to keep them from getting mixed up. All right. So that's the main thing. Select your working directory. Get where you're going to save stuff. Get in there. Then you can go into making a new part. So you have a couple different things when you go into something new. So you see we have this little window here. I'm going to see if I can make that window bigger. I can. Does not make it easier to see. You got a sketch, you got parts, assembly, manufacturing, drawings, format, report, diagram, notebook, and markup. Now the main ones that I use, at least, sketch you can do within a part, so there's no reason to like start out with a sketch. I can't think of a good reason to. Parts, how you make normal parts, how you're going to make anything you're going to design with. Assemblies, how you can put parts together. You can add mechanism to them, make them move, make them gears. You can set constraints on them so they will act the way you want them to act. And then the other big one we use is drawing. That is where you could take a part, and then as you can see when I make my my cool drawings, my time lapses of stuff, I always take the thing that I've made and also do an engineering drawing of it. Because I think they look cool. It's cool to see something that you really enjoyed, like the Master Sword or a Pokeball, see the size and dimensions for it. I think it's really cool, so that's why I go ahead and make them when I do it. So parts, the normal thing you have in there. If you want it to be, the default for Creo is inches, was it inches, pounds, seconds? Let's actually go look. So this part is just Tor for tutorial, and you can have it solid sheet metal bulk. Usually you stick with solid unless you have a need for it to make a sheet metal part. Your name, You have to, when you make your names, you cannot use spaces. If you want to break up the name, just go with underscores. I don't even know if you can use slashes, but we're gonna do that. Common name is where you actually could put it, so you could be like this. Oh wait, this is, or I cannot type, is a part for a video. So you could put a common name as that. But usually, unless you're like making tons of parts and you need someone to know specifically what something crazy is, usually in a name you can tell enough about it using underscores or whatever means you need to, that you can convey your information. So you're going to go in, make your part, and so since I did not select default, it gives me options. So normally, here it is, it's inches, pounds, seconds, part solid. That's what, if you had default selected, that's what it'll come out to. But if you don't select default, you can also go to like millimeter, newton, seconds, part solid. Usually you want to do part solid is what you want. These other ones, I'm not honestly sure with. I either do millimeters or I do inches. It's just how I've always been taught to do it. I can't think of a reason you'd want these other ones besides specific applications. Alright, so if you come into here, then you actually get into, this is your starting area once you get a part made. Like once you get a part set up, new part, this is what you're going to start with. But I'm going to end it here. I'm going to try to keep these videos short, easy to watch through so people can find what they're looking for if they're looking for something specific. If anyone has questions, you can drop them in the comments. If I can answer them, I will, to the best of my ability. Next episode, we're going to go through our model tree, look at some of that and some of the different things we have on all the UI, all the stuff on the top, all these crazy buttons, all the tabs. We're going to go through some of that before we actually start making any part, so we have an idea of what everything is when you're looking through it. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys.